Police are asking for your help tonight after they say thieves targeted Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. What they say was stolen from the agency.
She's a mother of two, and life just cut way too short.
How a Central Kentucky business plans to help the family of a woman who died in a horrible crash.
How owners of a Louisville restaurant have responded after 5 police officers said they were denied service there.
This is WKYT News at 11.
And good evening. We have enjoyed a few days of some certainly great weather with plenty of sunshine and really comfortable temperatures.
But get ready for some changes, including steamy air and more storms. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, all good things must come to an end, guys. This time it was only 2.5 days of really nice conditions, but again, enjoying kind of the last feel-good evening out there for the next week. A lot of mid to upper 60s, still flirting with 70 in a few locations. Defender Radar Network has been tracking clouds in across the area all day long. Earlier, had a little bit of precipitation in the far western parts of the Bluegrass State. Not expecting a whole heck of a lot into the overnight. Let's watch your hour-by-hour future radar. First thing tomorrow morning out the door with a mainly dry sky, partly cloudy conditions across the entire region. But the flow over the next few days continues to shift now to one that instead of bringing us the nice air, brings us the steamy conditions, higher humidity levels, temperatures that take off, and a daily threat for at least a scattered shower or thunderstorm. It is a very familiar weather pattern. It is settling back in, and we'll track it for you at 11:13.
All right, Chris, we'll see you then. Thank you. It is an expensive theft that targeted a state agency. Tonight, police are trying to track down those responsible for stealing more than $30,000 worth of equipment from Kentucky Fish and Wildlife.
And police say the thieves broke into a service garage the agency owns in Madison County. Monique Blair talks tonight to investigators. It's our top story at 11.
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife facility on Dreyfus Road is nestled amongst more than 1,000 acres of land. That land often used for activities like hunting and trap and skeet shooting. But Sunday night, thieves broke into a storage building and stole more than $30,000 worth of equipment from the facility, such as power tools, an ATV, and 2 zero-turn lawnmowers. Later that night, police got a call from someone saying they saw 2 lawnmowers driving south on Muddy Creek Road.
Most lawnmowers aren't out at 11 o'clock at night. Obviously this happened after dark, late at night, and that's not a time when people are going to be mowing their grass.
And then on Monday, while investigating, officials found the stolen ATV in some nearby woods.
We believe that vehicle or that ATV was left with the anticipation of someone coming back and again removing it.
The thieves didn't make out with the ATV, but they are still on the run. Trooper Robert Purdy tells us there was no obvious sign here at this building of forced entry. So right now, police are just trying to figure out how the thieves got in.
We're trying to determine if maybe somebody had a key or was able to get inside without actually breaking anything. As the investigation continues this week, hopefully we'll be able to answer some of those questions.
This equipment is all paid for with our tax dollars, and police say the sooner the people responsible are caught, the better. In Madison County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
State police say they believe the thieves could be a man and a woman working together, possibly driving a late 90s model white Ford Explorer. Now to a breaking international story we're tracking tonight. This is just coming in the last hour or so. A strong earthquake has rattled parts of Italy. The U.S. Geological Survey put the magnitude at 6.2. It was centered not far from Rome, northeast of Rome. There were no immediate reports of damage or injuries, but some people ran into the streets and said buildings swayed for nearly 30 seconds.
New tonight, police have arrested a man for a deadly shooting at a Rowan County home. State police say they've charged the suspect, 59-year-old Teddy Johnson, with murder. They say he shot 24-year-old Marvin Atkins this morning. Police say Atkins' girlfriend lives at the home on Brown Ridge Road. They say this morning Atkins got into an argument with the people inside the home and police were called. They say Atkins ran off and they couldn't find him, but police say later in the morning Atkins returned to the home.
After about an hour and a half, they all had to leave. The trooper stayed in the area to observe for him to see if he'd come back to the roadway to find him. And sometime in the meantime, he made it back to the residence. And after there was another altercation, and that's when the subject was shot.
Police say Adkins left the home after being shot, but they say they found him dead in a field across the road. Police have not said why they think Johnson shot Adkins. Also new tonight, police have charged a fourth person with murder in connection to a double murder earlier this year. State police say they arrested 26-year-old Talmadge Branham this morning in Montgomery County. He had originally been charged with evidence tampering in the case. In June, police say they found Devin Payton dead in Montgomery County and Brandy Davidson dead in Wolfe County. Police say both had been shot to death. Carla Hunt, Devontae Hall, and Eugene Wade Jr. also face murder charges in the case.
Tonight, some people in Jessamine County are doing what they can to help a family deal with an unexpected and devastating loss. Investigators say Amber Parker died last weekend in a crash on Main Street in Nicholasville. And friends say that her family doesn't have enough money to pay for the funeral. As Garrett Weimer tells us new at 11, a restaurant has stepped in to try and help.
Les Hanley says they're just helping out the best way they know how, with their barbecue.
For us to cook every day, it's what we do. So to be able to let somebody else benefit off of it every once in a while and just to give back. And that, to me, that's church, and that's, you know, what we all should be doing.
Yes. They plan to use that barbecue to raise money for Amber Parker's funeral. Parker leaves behind a husband and 2 young kids when she died in a crash on Saturday. She was married to Diana Hatfield's nephew.
Amber was a delightful girl. She was just, she's a hard-working little girl, and like she's a mother of 2, and life just cut way too short.
Now the family needs help with the funeral, and Hatfield hopes the community steps up.
I'm just asking for help for the family, the community. And usually here, you know, everybody pulls together in this small town. And
Hanley's plans to donate 25% of its proceeds on Friday and all of its tips. They're also raffling off some items to raise money.
This is home to us, and anytime that anything happens around here, it just seems like the community comes together and picks somebody up and helps them out in need.
They say they hope it will make a difficult time just a little bit easier. In Nicholasville, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
The fundraiser runs from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Friday. Hanley's is in the Edgewood Shopping Center in Nicholasville.
Police have arrested a man they say raped 2 women over the last year and a half. Early Sunday morning, police say Jeffrey Cummins broke into a 78-year-old woman's home on Donnabrook Court, raped her, poured bleach on her to destroy evidence. Last year, Lexington police say he also raped a 64-year-old woman after breaking into her home. In that case, police say it took about a year to track him down and get his DNA. And they say it took several more months for the state crime lab to match him to the case. Police issued a warrant in that case Monday, a day after the Donnabrook Court crime. Cummins pled not guilty to multiple charges today.
New tonight, a national park employee has died while working in Bell County. Investigators say that 27-year-old Forrest Howard was mowing grass yesterday at Cumberland Gap National Historical Park when a van hit him on Pinnacle View Road. Park leaders say Howard was a maintenance worker. Friends say he had compassion for other people.
Just absolutely loved life, you know, and just he'd do anything to help you. Didn't matter what time of the day it was. If he could help you, he'd help you. And it's just hard to find that caliber of a person.
Friends say that Howard leaves behind a fiancée and 2 young children. Investigators say the 2 people in the van were visiting the park. They're not sure what caused the crash.
New tonight, 5 police officers say they were denied service at a Taco Bell in Louisville. Louisville police officers say they went to the Taco Bell on Preston Highway for their lunch break, but they say a man at the counter turned to other employees and said he wasn't taking the order and then walked away. The officers say another employee walked toward the register to take the orders, but they say they then overheard a conversation between 2 other employees making the food.
One of those young men told the other employee, I want to mess with them. I want to mess with them. And then he followed that up by saying, I'm going to mess with them.
The police officers say they walked out of the restaurant at that point. In a statement, both Taco Bell and the Louisville franchise owner said they've apologized to Louisville police and directly to the 5 officers. The franchise owner says police made it clear they didn't want any of the employees to be fired, but the owner plans to retrain staff at this Taco Bell.
New tonight, voters have rejected a proposal to begin alcohol sales in Boyd County. Results show 58% voted no in today's wet, dry vote. The city of Ashland, which is wet, had tried to stop the vote, but a judge ruled the county could continue with the special election.
Just an hour after being released from jail, police say a Southern Kentucky man ended up being arrested again. The unusual burglary, they say, landed him in trouble in 9 minutes.
And then an amazing story of survival. Doctors expect a teenager to beat the odds after becoming infected with something that normally kills people.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Not as cool out there this evening, but overall, we can't complain about today's weather. Had a little more cloud cover than some of you would like, but the temperatures on the pleasant side of the thermometer again. We'll change that in a hurry as we go through the next few days. Right now, it's upper 60s to around 70. Get out in the open countryside, northeastern Kentucky, likely already down into the mid-60s. Do not expect a big drop-off tonight like what we've had over the past couple of nights. So moms, dads, instead of dressing the kiddos in the morning, maybe with a little lightweight jacket for those 50s that we've had, yeah, forget about that over the next several days. They can go back to the short sleeves all day long. Defender Radar Network, nothing going on across central and eastern Kentucky. Broaden out the view just to show you the cloud cover that is out there. Can't find precipitation anywhere across the region. Can we find something tomorrow? You know what? There's an isolated thunderstorm waiting to pop somewhere across the area. Most areas stay dry into the muggy mid and upper 80s. Here's the flow that is beginning now to press back in. It's coming from the southwest, and it is a humid flow right off the Gulf of Mexico. Got some big-time thunderstorms lurking across the plain states. What will happen around here is that this will toast us up with this southwesterly flow. It'll throw a little juice into the mix. You get this cold front to make a run at us and never get through the area. It will get into the Ohio Valley, kind of slow down, put the brakes on. That means at least some scattered thunderstorms will be around into the coming weekend, and we will likely stay on this toasty side of the thermometer during that same time. Next 3 days will look an awful lot like what we've had over the past couple of weeks minus the past few days. It's a tropical feel. You're going to notice an increase in the humidity, and any day a little booming thunderstorm can come calling where you live or work. Most areas, though, will remain fairly dry, especially for the day tomorrow. Already around the low 80s by your lunchtime hour. Middle 80s will fill the skies and fill the thermometers tomorrow afternoon with an isolated shower thunderstorm that will be out there. Heading into the day on Thursday, low 70s in some areas to start. An isolated shower thunderstorm. Temperatures on the models likely being overplayed just a little bit, but boy, I'll tell you what, it is going to be absolutely muggy and tropical over the next few. We go into Friday. This model says I see a little better shot for an afternoon shower thunderstorm during that time, and what you see is pretty much what you're going to be getting right on through the upcoming weekend. It's kind of a tropical pattern that is setting back in. Wait, did someone say tropical? Maybe some troubles ahead? This is one computer model, and I'm looking at this weekend into next week, all right? And this is a snapshot. It's just fun to look at. We've had nothing from the tropics impacting the country. It's been a fairly quiet season so far. This is a computer model. Look at the spin that tries to develop a system in the Bahamas as we go through the weekend, takes it across Florida, and this is just for fun to look at. Nothing fun from this if it happens, but it's a computer chart right now. And that would then make a beeline toward parts of the central Gulf of Mexico, heading to the north into the central Gulf Coast, and then from there, several computer models suggest that it could impact our weather in about a week and change from now. Just something to look at, and we'll fine-tune that. And if you're vacationing across the Gulf states or the southeastern seaboard over the next week, that's one you definitely want to keep a very close eye on. Not that we won't have our own taste of the tropics around here, upper 80s, guys.
Keep it away from us.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Well, you didn't see these games during the Olympics in Rio. We'll take you to a unique competition in downtown Lexington in 8 minutes. A Pulaski County man ended up being arrested just an hour after being released from jail on bond.
Police in Somerset say after leaving the jail, Jonathan Whitaker broke into a vacant home on Landon Street. Police say they found him hiding in the attic of the house, but he refused to come out. So police say when Whitaker started falling through the ceiling, they pulled him to the ground. From jail today, he claimed he did nothing wrong.
I did not steal nothing, did not take nothing. So I don't know how they're getting me for burglary whenever I didn't take nothing.
Whitaker admits the home doesn't belong to him, but he says he was just resting there. Somerset police say he did have some items from the home on him when they arrested him.
Doctors say a teenage boy in Florida should recover after being infected by a rare brain-eating amoeba. They say he was on vacation with his family when he caught the parasite. Doctors say it's rare for anyone to survive this. Kim Hutcherson has the story.
16-year-old Sebastian De Leon, only the fourth person in the U.S. known to survive an infection caused by a rare brain-eating amoeba. Doctors say he's a lucky kid.
I have treated amoeba cases in the past, and they're all severely marginal, fatal.
Called Naegleria fowleri, the amoeba lives in warm freshwater lakes and rivers and kills 97% of its victims. It can cause severe headache, fever, nausea, vomiting, and in most cases, death. But exposure rarely equals infection.
A lot of people get exposed to this. I mean, the CDC did a study in 2009 that actually showed that a lot of people have antibodies to this because they get exposed to it a lot.
Doctors say the key to infection is water going into the nose with enough force to get the amoeba to the brain.
Anything that you would have that would force water up your nose puts you at risk. That's anything from hot springs or diving in water or any type of water sport, or even actually using one of those sinus rinse bottles if the water has not been sterilized.
But health officials don't believe it's time to panic. Infections are still incredibly rare.
It does make you feel very scared, like if you go swimming in the lake, you're going to get this. But you have a bigger chance of getting hit by a car and dying from that accident than getting this.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Doctors say when the teenager arrived at the hospital, they lowered his body temperature, induced a coma, and gave him a drug that isn't readily available at most hospitals.
Something being handed out at the Kentucky State Fair in Louisville has people talking tonight. The Furqan Project has a booth at the fair, and its members are giving away copies of the Muslim holy book, the Quran. They say they want to give people who've never read it a chance to learn more about it. And they say that most people have been friendly to them, and they've even been asking some questions.
Most people are just here to get by as quickly as possible so they can see all this stuff. But if they get a chance to stop by, they usually say, like, thank you guys very much for coming and being here. We're really glad you're here.
Members of the group say they brought 5,000 copies of the Quran to the fair, and they expect all those to be gone by the end of the week.
Well, while the Olympics have ended, the games continued in downtown Lexington tonight. But you didn't see anything like this in Rio. The annual hospitality games were held in Triangle Park. More than 20 teams from hotels, restaurants, distilleries, and bars competed in events such as the toilet paper toss, pillowcase relay, and hospitality hockey. Winners received medals, and part of the proceeds went to the Bluegrass Hospitality Association's Scholarship Fund. Gold medal for toilet paper tossing.
Yes, years ago we did that, a celebrity waiters race, and we did pretty miserably.
We didn't get a medal.
We dropped everything.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Rob Bromley, the Cats, finishing up the hard work of fall camp, Rob.
Well, it is a lot of hard work. No practice tomorrow as classes begin. Did camp exceed expectations? We'll hear from Eddie Grant and Drew Barker. And how are things going down at EKU under new coach Mark Elder? Running back Ethan Thomas talks about the Colonels camp next in sports. Fall camp is now over for the Kentucky Wildcats. With classes beginning tomorrow, they'll get a break from practice. The Cats hit the field to begin camp back on August 5th. The groundwork for the season would be laid in place. And offensive coordinator Eddie Grant believes more than expected was accomplished.
Yeah, actually got more. Got more in terms of the capacity of the install. These guys have done a great job of, as I talked about, they got to be a sponge. We're really smart up front. I think those guys really know what to do, and they understand it. We can make adjustments. Coach Schlarman's done a great job, so we've actually got a little bit more in. So I'm excited. The receivers have bought into what we're doing, and running backs, and as long as your quarterback's progressing and there's not too much conceptually, then you can move on like that. So I like where our bank is right now.
It'll be up to quarterback Drew Barker to take care of the ball, and the Kentucky offense must come through on third down, better than it did in last Saturday's scrimmage.
We did pretty good. We were driving the ball, and then, you know, on third down, our third down percentage wasn't as high as it was the first scrimmage. I know the first scrimmage we did really well on third down, so we just missed on some third downs, but other than that, I feel like we had a really productive scrimmage, and we got a lot out of it.
And Kentucky has 2 players on the Senior Bowl watch list. Running back JoJo Kemp, he has rushed for over 1,300 yards in his 3 seasons at UK. And center John Toth, who is one of 4 returning starters on the Kentucky offensive line and is considered one of the top centers in the college game. Toth has played in 36 games, 35 straight starts. 69 players from the SEC are on the watch list. The Senior Bowl game is January 28th in Mobile. EKU football will open its season at Purdue on September 3rd. The Colonels wrapping up their preseason camp Sunday. New head coach Mark Elder said the team has its whole offense and defense in and will soon begin game preparation for the Boilermakers. Running back Ethan Thomas described this year's camp as faster with more attention to detail.
Oh man, camp went great. Our team, we came out ready to rock, and we improved greatly, since the spring.
I thought we had a really good camp. Almost every single day we took steps forward to become a better team. We only had probably what I'd consider two practices that weren't really focused, that weren't up to the standard here. So by and large, going all the way through camp and only having 2 that you wish you had back is not bad.
The Travers Stakes is set for Saturday up at Saratoga in New York. The 147th running, and Preakness winner Exaggerator is the 3-to-1 favorite. He draws the number 7 post. Arrogate and American Freedom, both trained by Bob Baffert, stuck inside at 1 and 2. Connect, who won the Curlin Stakes on July 29th, the second choice at 4-to-1. The Travers will also feature the 1-2 finishers in the Belmont, Creator and Destin. Destin at 10-to-1 has post 8. Creator at 15-to-1 will break from 12. It is the first full field for the Travers since 1977. And the Reds opening a series with Texas tonight, 6th inning. Drive to left center field. Billy Hamilton goes back. Diving catch back on the warning track. And Dan Straley continued his outstanding pitching since the All-Star break. 6 scoreless innings for him tonight. And the Reds taking the lead in the bottom half of the 6th. RBI single by Joey Votto, and that was all Cincinnati needed. Votto singled in a second run. Straley, Raisel Iglesias, and Tony Cingrani combining for the shutout. 3-0. We'll be right back.
Heading into the day tomorrow, it's a new pattern, but it's an old pattern at that. Emojis are going to sweat it out into the afternoon, back into the muggy mid and upper 80s.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.